The scale journey is something that sits at the heart of the scale project. And although it sounds very grand, really it's just a series of steps that a food business can take to help them define a sustainability strategy, develop a business case for change, and then to actually implement and monitor the results from that change. In its simplest form, the scale journey is broken down into three key stages, and that is to shape, to mobilise, and then to build. And shape is very simply, shape is just about identifying what the opportunities might be and then developing a business case. Mobilisation is broken into two different areas. One is about internal mobilisation, and probably the most important part of the whole process actually, and that is about ensuring that the whole organisation is aligned from the senior people at the top right down to the operatives who are actually implementing the actual change itself. And then external mobilisation is where there's third parties involved, and that might be other organisations within the same supply chain. It might even be other organisations outside that supply chain, or it could even be with logistics providers. But it's in developing the right framework and the right relationships to actually deliver the objectives that the parties have set themselves. And then the last stage is actually the build stage, where you're actually implementing the solutions that you've developed and then monitoring and evolving and then hopefully going round that whole process again. That's a really interesting question, because at the beginning of the project we very much drew it as being a linear process, that you'll start here, you go through a series of steps until you eventually get to the result at the end. But we realised for a couple of reasons quite early on in the project that it wasn't. It was actually a cyclical process, and it's a cyclical process for a couple of reasons. One reason is that we hope that if somebody's gone around that journey once, that they'll actually want to evolve what they've done or adopt new ideas and go around the journey again. But secondly, we realised that actually insights in any one particular part of that journey is likely to take you back into earlier steps, if you like, as you continuously iterate and develop solutions as you go through. No, it's not, and that again is something that we've learnt on the way. Different food businesses are very much in different places in terms of their own maturity around the sustainability agenda. Some are quite developed, they've got a good understanding of what they want to do, so they might just be wanting to tweak solutions or just evolve and potentially in a different way. Others are starting right at the very beginning and really want to sort of access all the tools and the frameworks that we've developed throughout the course of the project. The important thing is that everything that we have developed and can offer is flexible enough to be able to meet the requirements for companies wherever they are on their own sustainability journey.